Assalamualaikum. Mbading Gambia nolu ngali kontong altol nal jamundan dimal la mafala assalamualaikum matul men be lamoy kangal ben jiben kan ani men benan jiben na wala be lamoy la nyatonto bi nga decide le ka kule ke mi alo mal mandali men na wala namana menke wala muka Facebook live ke moto kono while I'm driving. But the problem is me atina mbakela ku jamal li ben kono laftanun diamula long time famul keta and always time obuga taraje so bi ngaje ko mbina driving almost 1 hour plus. So kumata kudul benda kono maybe sakacha. I really want to talk with my fellow citizens. Lafta kadiyamu ntul ngadiyamu fombe party killing na bang fom mantra party killing bang. But as long as we are citizens tolbemu banku dingolati of the same country, Gambia. Mbela filanga nyoso hakilola. Comme ngafo nyameng banku doko mu fenneti amang easy andu mandula soto na mankento la banko di wala mum bota damento. So for that simple reason I decided that I'm going to talk to Gambians, every Gambian, citizens and everybody who is living in that country. Momoronding Gambia dingo momoron ni be livre wo banko kan banko dingo muti wo manke banko dingo. If you look at my topic, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about few things. One, I just want to talk about a country which was the microcosm of diversity, tolerance, togetherness and love, has changed to be the microcosm of divisiveness, hatred and intolerance. Ndolla bankole mu bankoti nung ni ajibe mbaga hani Africa be kono. Foya tola the smiling coast of Africa. Nga diversity in diversity. Ni ajibe nge banko jibe nga tribe jamal so different tribes. And unto low diversity in no tribe jamalu si jamalu anana kenye strength lady it became our strength. Gambia molu keta no mo klingolati jawara la time mo nga jelo almost 30 years keta mo klingoti for suruwa lemba mandinka lemba njola lemba nga nyomoy keta klingoti nga nyolafi nga nyola badi yamuda. But niya jiben sainteng akenana falim bankol ti banko mi ya lonko instead of kanyo kanu kanyo lafi nana ke molti mi ya lonko nkanyo jaw ya dalili famo buga taral nkanyo kong nkanyo neng nkalo nyo nyato mi ya lonko dalili famo buga taral men ena all because of nothing but politics and politicians. Badingol, ninga Gambia la history jiben, nga political jiben, nga yaya, nga Baba Jawara la time jiben. Gambia kete dula mi yalonko. Ndolo manyi nyo nengol ninyi kelol ninyi nyo jawya ninyi nyo konante ya molong. Sanji tansa ba Jawara la political kon. Iba kuma dole fola bariko manka klingoti mota wo fono komma nyokanu mota wo fono ni Jawara la time o jiben kabini independent la time o ndolle ka nyofutu ndolle ka nyopade ndolle ka nyokulle ma jibe mandin kalan because ni ajibe mbak la ngata ni mandin kol Mandinka society itara dao da itara mandinka society to ibajile ko mandinko keta sile de siyo mi ya lonko ifuru da siyo belakon because nka mem fo wala nyinde ko bari bu ko yalla wala le banjunu ko banjunu sungutol be futu kabi bari bu ko nara banjunu to nara skas banjul sungutol be futu kiangol barnan kiya ol dasata ol data bir kamale ka understand bari ni aji be mbake kafuda mandin ka so dol fan kono le mandin ko kata lay surwa musol futu ila suwa fan kono mande ka kamo buka foje e ka understand I dingol fangol buka mande ka kamo moy ika wolu jele ndenga surwa barindingol soto nga fula barindingol soto nga jola barindingol soto e ka understand nga manjak barindingul soto ndenga barindingul soto dula beleto bido nyine mu fonko ko because ni be live la bido say gañ mom film photo na silola you can understand so ndenga je ko jawara la time on to nga nyomutal nga nyokanu nga nyolafi jawara la sanyi tansa boko ibo kanyi mandin kanen yin si fatam fansi ko moy wol bari say mu ne nan nak yaya jamme nata ay meyi tan di wolam nyindi ko mo jamal be je ya jamme na wato fam mo li ya jamme la fi because tonya jawara meta a meta maralola ku jamal mon faling corruption be caring molu pasita mol lafita menna wala nyindi ko ay falendro ek anu ngana na korosiro ke fanan kabri ya jamme nada akamundele momi ya lonko abbe kamfarin kule ba kono wala nyindi ko tonya ne ya jamme buta siyo men kono mbadi njolal to be quite candid one can say at the bottom of the ladder, the social ladder. Is it fair? Sometimes some people can say it's not fair. Some people can say, yeah, what can you do about it? Why are they there? That is a discussion for another time. But the fact is that agreement na wala mnyintiko, they were at the bottom of the social ladder. When it comes to dokol ning, karangola, education, job solu, so ya jamme akamulung anu kamfa nat ateya o kamfa but I kamfa tamandi nyaming wole nan na ke problem moti because tonya ni nata kabirata nata apata purkala molu develop which is okay but I mistake the men na wole mnyintiko mbadin jolal damma mankala molti Gambia bele mala molti bawo akata Gambia president even though our fam force na kanaka president nyawnyan ni nyam but the fact that atakata president for the whole country that means Gambia bele mala molti but I think yaya mistake go menke wolem ko amaje komen the whole country belongs to him ate komane o kamfare na and anatna more belief in particularly abading nga problem tonyati because don't ni yaja me do ko kele anana abading belief in the ko imalla fi atalam particularly mandinkolu malla fala ay abading jolalu brain wash wala not all of them because mbading jolalu kono more can do bejele and it's sama just like any other tribe. So what division ole na kan to be quite candid abe every institution kono ni tata in the army abeji ita kasundol na do ko kan ngajele ku jama dolu wol tata nyaming so ya la in 22 years na banko mi ya lonko a very tolerant country, a country where our diversity became our strength. Onanake, a very divisive nation for 22 years. Near army from Ojibe, you look at the promotions. Yaya Jammeh jaka promotion menga ka nung army kono menga ka police kono menga ka NIL kono menga ka government civil other departments all. Abi is based on tribal line. Jawara mo lang. Jawara mo woke jawara time mo woke. So falling on na 2016. I could remember 2016 I was talking to some of my friends and telling them, look, we need to be very careful because Yaya doesn't want to go. I owe manifest already. And he is going to employ things me along ko member divide la further. And I think the best thing for us as a country, as a nation, is for us really to come together and be one people. But yeah, you remember nga from the friends who do wato nindrol siata, bama nindrol siata, social media, WhatsApp all to, you know, nindrol be karo bela mol be nyone be nyo banen. Na friend do na nang kumandi naba discussion ka ko alal hakilitu. Nga ni nindrol men beka ka fali ya mira komenko. Beka dolo moy ka foko UDP mo le benen drola, dolo ba fala APRC mo le benen drola, dolo ba fala ko political party will be like an endroke, which is true. But the personal belief movement, Yaya Jammeh nala molo, another apparatusol yemenke wolem yintiko, to recruit people, pour que social dissent create into the malu tema. Ikamodo jamalu mo ibe nendrola ibe bama nendrola mande kangoto, ibe bama nendrola surwa kangoto, ibe bama nendrola fula kangoto. Wol dolu fango manke mandinko, dolu manke flote, dolu manke surwalti. Dol manke manja gold dol fana manke jolalti you can understand but truly speaking ni tako yenen droke in mandinka ngol yenen droke mandinka ngol mol ba fala mandinko lemdi sako ni ata misal fete nen droke ntenga ntellalo jete ntenga nen droke mandinka ngola anu moli alon kon temu UDP supportal membe fola wala nyindiko UDP la kan nen droke let's say Surwa Kamafanan, and you happen to be a supporter of GDC, example. More powerful GDC can endroke. Ikamoja aina abenendroke kan Surwa Kana mandinko lunenna Surwa Kamato. More safe komenko Surwa la mandinko nen, wala mandinko moe na mialanka manka mandinko from it. Abenendroke kan nendroni beke kan mande kan laka Surwa neng aka sidol neng. So you see, ndela mira Yaya Jammeh nala moli system o menke puru can divide. And wokuna na tratakan ne abatakan 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. At the end of the day, mbena tangana mind makeup. You can understand. Niye jawara la time o jibe. Nim politiko be carry. Badingon. There is never a village mi ya lonko. Ibe lole ba foloko. Sirif di bala molti na jam. Opposition members all to do nanyin sata. Obuka ke nunto la jawara time o. Nte makalamuta. I stand to be corrected. Abuka ke. But Yaya Jammeh time o. At the end, opposition bukata foni. Kata mitinola. Foni happens to be a no-go area. For wole nyanta keleba. Yaya yo system civil beta manile. Kanjanjandi. Kan katina nga nyokong nga nyo hate to an extent nka nyina kontrole nga nyo futu ntoleka nyo futu ntoleka nyo bade ntoleka nyo kulli ena sa Yaya eboje ayo tactic sifal ala moli yo tactic sifal ta ko employ pro hanside can divide further bari mo woto understand no moli ya mira nunko you know UDP ko lebenen drola mandin ko lebenen drola wala fulo lebenen drola GDC ko lebenen drola wala GMC mo lebenen drola ni kam mandin ko fulo kam mandin ko neng jo surwal kam mandin ko wala mandin ko ka sidol neng. This is a style me along ko Yaya nana molia employed for the dividers and sana na for the stage me along ko is too dangerous for ni opposition bukataji. Nia jambe nyin kumo nyin samal nang and delve in a little bit into our history. Nga kule fananje miya lonko membina kang about the last month nga voice o dol la moy men katambadin sarahuloldi fobe modol threaten na people like Momodu Sabali Nyolu ko ikana futela sata oto Gambia Sara kata campaign yola because nga voice odola moy that happened to be, according to Neata myself, correct, is a member of NPP, a very prominent member of NPP. Koni Momodu Sabali for the Gambia Sara, ibe kumen kalala abolon simply because woka President Barrow against and aka Babok Abubakar Jawara ayofana nen mbadingol mbadin sara hululu alingata ni hakilola. I knew to an extent, always left Akadiyamala. I wanted to talk about it. Ngamira nyanta pass la was stage lele. For Abubakar Jawara, abe sabatin sato menta bala business or cake and sato menta fa wulu sato wala njetiba. For all to Gambia Sara altiba. Nate rights to kata one order sato old. For mune atinna multi rights to la puru kata la sato. I think nyanta je mira la bakel mbadi particularly mbadi sara hulul mune atinna President Barrow me muntol fangol la president wote wobe right sot la katab sate ol beto sate o sate and I right sot kataji pour kala political message of tandi wol mbadi sara hulul kallo ikafo karin nin kar nyol tinanto la sate o kana meeting wala ni na ta jembe menkela la ngalon Jumale rights to kafo more stop la to go to other villages. Kata satido, who has that right? Jumale rights to kafo komenko Momodu Sabali or Haninte Ndema rights to kata manka mankunda. Hani president uru sata wamendo manka mankunda. Ndenga rights to jile kataji ka meeting organized ji. Come any other person in rights to kata order bankol sata wamendo. Mbadingon. So wakamala niku ya kamala fonsna ngana main ngadia mu kombadin sara hululu yetaning hakilola President Adama Barrow mu Gambia bela president wala President Adama Barrow sara hulul da maman 85 President Adama Barrow fulul da maman 85 President Adama Barrow mandinkol da maman 85 President Adama Barrow Gambia bele bankata o nyimfaye anu President Adama Barrow ka joko do men amanka ko mansara hulul damala tax le wotide amanka ko fulul damala tax le wotide amanka ko mandinkol damala namo wala ka President Barrow na masakunda jode banko bele tax le ka jo wotali ngata hakilo la nga stop ka fo komenko mbe lola le mbafala mbe fan divide like a continent can fan divide anu nina ta yajibe mo killing la kun fankun nafa wala kan dundi nyinto Gambia banko dingo bele rights to kata dawo da ka mitino keje ka la political message of tandiji itemu UDP tuo itemu NPP tuo itemu GDC tuo itemu doy tuo ye rights to la kata banko karo bele o benna constitutional kononda banko luabu kuba oto moma rights to kafo be nyong Gambia no stop la kafo comme ko titanyin la karing amanyan na kala andu manyan na sonnala anda nyanta jarla nyala nga fa anyanta jarla nyala nga fa baw ninte nga political ne ata ninte be campaign yola sa te o men konteta je kata campaign yola I am going to organize my people benna mol organizer kaje ko by force we will go there and meet ngata nga mitino ka go sa te oto ngana political message nite mon la fi kanna kuma kawol moy you can go ahead, you can go and sit in your room. You have the right to not listen to my messages. But ka fundita sato mi alon ka be Gambia banko leka ngamira nyenta jarla nyele fan niyola le pour ka stop oto mbadi ngolo alingata hakilola sakatu mbadi suruwa sarahulol nanyin diamo malto lette bawo nga moy mbadi sarahulol lella ko Mohamed Mamadou Sabali wala UDP sineji be fobi nale ka kana Gambia Sara pour kana campaign la ji UDP should not allow that. We should go there, any country, any village Mamadou Sabali rights la kataja no Mamadou Sabali nyenda tala ji anda nyanda jarla ni ko bela foto mo yudi mi golti bang foto mo doyin kolti bang foto mo other political party kollel a nyanta jarla yala kajo ko men ko Mamadou Sabally needs to be defended and it has to. Imagine nin samantet kata I became a president. Should I sit and say that Komenko Badibu Banko can no opposition should come there and campaign? Ndanyanta wala keleba because ndabata Badibu. Ndanyanta wala keleba alinga taning hakilola. Nimmo na ke president me alanko fulolem. So anyanta lola afoko wala mo nyanta lola ya afoko menko fulol be sate o sate to opposition tanaje meeting on. What type of thinking is that? Why should we think like that? Femma sabu fo yaya jammela nafiki yana na kuriya wole en divide. Mune yatin nan son tafa wo fangole keta. Bar no le keta ya jamme tambita. Abotaji. Adama Barrow nata. Fo Adama Barrow sarahu le president lemba. Fo le president lemba. Fo mandinka president lemba. Alingata hakilola ambadin sarahule o ambadin mandinka o afula o ajola manjaki surua banko muntolo belta. The Gambia belongs to all of us. The Gambia belongs to all of us. A Gambia without a mandinka is not a Gambia. A Gambia without a Fula is not a Gambia. A Gambia without a Sarahule or a Manjago or a Jola is not a Gambia. Ntolle denta bankola ntolle mu bakilim fakilimuti ntolle ka nyofutu woto ntolle denta nyim bankola woto alinga ka kilimuti bangana banko tanga banko ngana banko tanga ngadoku nim president Adama Barrow ning 2016 banko moli a vote ya jamme botaji moli right sot le fanan ka president Adama Barrow support wala inkana support moli right sot le yele political party law and ye campaign okay you can understand like president Adama Barrow right men sot pour ka campaign alinga hakilo to wato because nimmang ninga o dati nko sara hulol ko momo ka president Barrow agents idnan to la sadol hey muni yatin no bekela sara hulol nim mandin kol na manam problem mol soto sara hulol nim fulol na manam problem mol soto muni yatin bi wo bekela simply because of President Barrow fola nyanda kala ba. It's something wrong and the president should come out and talk about these matters. Because Ninsati Dol Fanan Lote President Barrow is a campaign and he is the president. Nim problem of in the tower. Jumale of course. Ning partla na advice Bekela Walti Wala Alenga Kilimuting and New Muta. Tonya 22 years of Yajamela Taimo. No problem Jamal El Soto. Divide. So it is our duty, our responsibility as citizens. Nga diamu nyoe, nga nyo hakilo bulandi kunun na mentambita. Kilimba kili ya membentema. Nga umuta ay bambam. No botaji. Mbadingon. Na second topic wala munko a piece of advice to the new IGP. Nga Ablay Sanyang IGP Ablay Sanyang manyolo wonyama nga nyolo ne bare manyolo wonyama so deep but ofana mang important Ablay Sanyang nga ku kende jamala mo ala karola that he is a professional person, is a man who has qualification and who is very professional. What important battle? Ning Ablay na ke as new IGP. Na bankola situation of Benyam and the country situation now demands all hands on deck, particularly security-wise. Na piece of advice to Ablay is he's a citizen. He has the right to be an IGP, and the IGP position doesn't belong to anybody. Even the president, it doesn't belong to the president. The reason why the president has to appoint him is because each and every individual cannot come out and select somebody as an IGP. Because I may have somebody in mind and somebody else may have somebody in mind. This is why we came together to select one person who will be at the head of the affairs of the country. Because Banco is just like a company. You have the CEO, you have the various directors, vice president, director of finance, director of administration, director of production, director of sales, and all those things. So every aspect of the affairs of the state, and the president is the head of that. Because Banco, majority of the people of the country selected the president to lead that team. That is the only reason why the president has to select one person to be our IGP. And that happened to be Abdoulaye Sanyang, IGP Abdoulaye Sanyang. Na piece of advice mo menti wala mo Abdoulaye, mo luka professionalism mem for la Carola. Ngamira ye continue wala, I think that is the best thing for you and that is the best thing for the country. Because IGP mo Banco belatat. You got to be neutral, you got to respect yourself, you got to maintain the positive things more than former. Ila doko, you have to really make so. Kajoko, there is nothing like politicization of course, your job, politics is involved in your job. But partisan politics is what should not be involved in your politics. Because you are not for one single party. You are for all the parties in the country. So whatever you're trying to do, you have to make sure your dignity, your integrity, your loyalty to the country, you will maintain. Even though loyalty to the country is a subjective word, it's a subjective term. But you have to objectively be fair and neutral. Particularly partisan politics, some people might think that President Barrow will select. So in the favor like because UDP sympathizer. Does it have to matter? For for UDP citizens, UDP people are not citizens of that country. Are you not being paid by taxpayers? That includes the UDP citizens tax. President Barrow ita mantra doko la President Barrow ita you are working for the country because President Barrow from the doko la banko la. You in your job, the political sensitivity should not be forgotten. Of course, you have to be very sensitive towards politics. But in try to avoid partisan politics. Kanabula political kolkan. But the last time I just heard it and I read it on newspapers. You were out to do some patrols. And we have some news media. And we have some partisan people also who are putting that out in the media. That is a mistake. Me along ko yemenke and nyentole ya avoid. You can understand. You have the right to engage with any other news media, but Nindanata representing United Democratic Party, I think inyanta will avoid lele, nyentanta avoid lele. Because Munebekela, even if that person, me alonko, is a partisan supporter, political is very, very sensitive. What people are going to say is, you are trying to be partisan, which is not good, which will disturb you in the due execution of your duties as the IGP of the whole country. Na advise momenti wolamko. Niye do kuoke ye banko safe. Ye banko la security put on internal security put under control. It is good for you, it is good for me, it is good for every citizen of that country. Because banko mbele tamu. So wobekala na piece of advice to ya try by all means. Partisan politics ya bondi la kuo kono. Because it is even against your code of conduct. Like me example o dila. Some time ago nga immigration officer menketa for Aisa to see the toilet bang. And in something camera. For camera or something camera. Or camera menke definitely more long married malamoy. But ngalon nako afanang involved to political activities goal kono. But Aisa to see say menke ngawo lamoy la. Which is very, very disappointing. A person who is putting on our uniform, Bankola uniform, and working for an immigration department. Ndenga mida way men commit fang should be dismissed. He should be dismissed from the service. Ite patrol with a team. The following morning, maybe even the patrol report doesn't reach a superior la table. You start making a video, a voice message, a WhatsApp voice message, you send it to groups. Particularly Gambia la situation of Benjamin. To a group which is affiliated with President Jammeh. To an extent, an immigration officer praying that Yahya Jammeh has to come back. Praying that Yahya Jammeh has to come back. And accusing a particular political party of doing things me along kofang a monkey. That woman, if I am the immigration officer, I'll be very blunt. That woman has to go, or I go. But the money na ke kotenke ngaje ko molu na sort of presidential advisors or Adama Barrow advisors or Labour State House. Kata sidi to the office auto. Kasidu engage. Puru akana wo musolo akane demote akane bay akane punish. Very sad. Some of those people mini alonko even living outside in diaspora all because of dictatorship. No kanana law presidential advisors cannot involve civil servants or particularly security officers or chiefs or la dokuo. Billahi nimmo sidi turete. I will send them. I will just take a recorder. I will record my conversation with them and I will send them out of my office and I will tell them, let them never ever come to me concerning politics. You should have done that. I don't know how it transpired. But because there is this chief member Numbase. Sarahule chief lemu ke nunko teng sutuma. Say for lemu ya jamela time. Bending altala mansoro temu la. Ngamolu je mi ya lonko. Itata was safe chief ning base alpha dol letai. APRC supporter lemate because angani be APRC le. And if maybe I marry left a ya jamela good book on kono. Mfama bading on what. He went to Basse and he got contact with this Basse Alpha Luaning. It was safe nying. Sarahulo nying. Ufana mu ya jame supporter ballot. I tape recorder I record because of the conversation because now for President Adama Barrow and Nadia Modu kono go. Mo jamal kanai be don ne nyale be men la fila de. This chief and some Basse elders were sitting down in their view. This gentleman mi alon kon tefanga alon fama badingo lemu ibe kachala ibe ya jamme ibe kuma fokan at leg foroto ibe kuma fokan mi alon ko is agency ya jamme and the APRC. I will record bare malon ko I record le. And he drive all the way from Basse. Another say Kunda. At a manke Basse in Cote, but at a jail. They got a political call. Then he came to Kanilai. I call Kalaftang Jala. Kanilai. Kai okay. Another Kanilai, then nga meet. But after President Ya Jamila Jala. Komun Dalilikang, I have on ye. Ko there are people many alanko ya be mark and ko ya jame support le, but they don't support Ya Jame. Because if you see in say following APRC's Barimalu, if you see the Yajame Komo Kumala, if you come for like party of my call me and Manka Siloti, if you Yajame Kajafina. Nkai Yola Nyadi, I couldn't record Lembejila because near record so cassette on you left our play Yajame. I couldn't Belaflaco cassette from playing Kai Malafika cassette on your Lamoy. Number one gas start one. I don't want to listen to that cassette. And you know what? you will not see Yaya Jammeh through me because of this reason. I will not do it. And anytime I came across any protocol officer or any other person, because of to play this cassette to him, like I'm stop make so you don't. Imagine Yaya Jammeh when Yaya Jammeh listen to this cassette. These people, these are all elders. Even though I don't want to know what they're talking about. But near the myself, Nyame will be Yaya Jammeh Kajafika. Yinimu Keba let menta ta mensi ada more tanning fend. Basen call the world. Keba Mukala Folu Keba Kalif Kelly Alfalu Minialonko in ile Dimbal need a family bed. The next minute he's going to arrest all of them. The next minute they are in prison. Some people may be tortured. Ila Alfaya say Doya ye Hormantaya. Didn't mean say Doya ye Hormanta, maybe say Bute ye sort of. Guy through me, I will never do that in Takela. This my relative is so surprised and shocked that me being the agency of Yaya Jammeh and the Yaya Jammeh Molia Kajavia record Ndengam Prat at Yaya Jammeh Purka Odi and so it's like this. It isn't a bad thing, and I don't want to take you to Yaya Jammeh with this cassette. Nila Vita. You can find another means of showing this cassette to Yaya Jammeh. And believe me, if it is known that I stop you from seeing Yaya Jammeh because of this cassette, okay, I will be in prison. I may be jailed. I can't understand. Okay, I'm prepared for that. But it's a long call. Ye badi ngole fanan samba kasoko. Nabai, I sent him away from Kanilai. I was very bitter and very angry. But amanna badi yatinya, amanna nyolong tinya, hanesa man naka nyomwele. But ngolfa. So this Mdemalon, what is the reason why I was able to do that? I didn't know. I didn't do it in mni ata misalfe mole mundig mi alonko nkamira nkumodamala. I would have done that. And those basek nyinke balas flato batango. He's a businessman founder, businessman lem. Ke sutungolem teng ay baloso to basek. Ato batango. Ning ayatra misalfe nte kamira nkumol lang kamira nana fadron nela. Mbal sambala la nga play ya jamme nga sindia kasto play. I will have a benefit from it, but for what? So these are the things me alonko when to tora nunto labanko kanjuri ya jamela time. So mbe ablay sanyang IGP and all the security heads banko nyimunto libele tati. Everybody has the right to be an IGP. Every citizen has the right to have a job in the government. But alinga taning hakilola ngake nyama miyalonko memben na banko na fala na advice bedanna woldo pour apply sanyang just after congratulating you to be an IGP mbe advice la mole kuma kendol nim positive things all meant for about your professionalism, if you like your integrity inyantele ya make sure you will maintain experience o membe te bulu to apply sanyang bulu ni ye by be as an IGP. Honey you and appointments all is also known. Let's look at IGP Kinte. I mean, I resigned her because of the Faraba case. But I'm bored. Maybe he's even earning bigger and better than Namunung IGP. So alinga la alalanga belief alala ngana integrity maintain nkana mfa wife nkana ke jongoti political stooge result ninja man soto jana be soto lale. So mun advice liti apply sanyang. I wish you all good mbedwale pour essayer le doko keno without fear and favor. Essayer le doko keno freely and fairly. You can understand nyente jarle la ni ate mo soto no you leave the job. No, but we can now talk about the security of our country. Ndola security. Mune ya tinna. Gambia mbenye security problem oko. Mune ya sawa. There are a lot of reasons, many as 1,001 reasons. But more people's discussions, people's engagements, people's utterances, people's analysis. There is something people are missing, or they are not talking about it. Be lafita puruka wole diamu. This is what I want to talk about. I'll talk about not only that, but principle among them is something that I believe a lot of people who are talking about security reform, there's criminality in the country, there's this banko man secure, mulma hanyu, which is true. Gambia man secure, crime is rampant. But sabu. Moli reason Jamal for one thing is missing. I will tell you this. Last year, I did a Facebook live. Facebook live. Mbella fela fana ni ngata misal fe min benji benka ni se nying live video nying isa sayano. I'll be very grateful. Ala albea senye pour molu be se maybe nse karano so nyo karandi ase keno fana maybe nte fana nse kuma do for me ala nse mistake okay modos na la moy ase karandi no, and I'm very open. Momorundi left a can call after listening to my video, then call the Facebook about Messenger or whatsoever. I'm open to that, because sometimes the people who are listening are even more intelligent than the people who many media more. So obediale bakale nali video nyinsea. Please. Alal barako lanka momo bala moy kan momo bala moy la fanang sama o nyatonto pour albeas video nyin se. Okay, nimbo do ngana ndela mira loto. What is the most important thing that the police and the NIA and the intelligence apparatus should put into consideration in the fight against crime, rampant crime in our country? Last year, one of my video, na video do bide nga point claim for mbe mulu hakilo bulandi lala. Nko alingang hakilotu meya atmense keno fananko crime binala na banko kang nyentang hakilotu latule. Anunga President Adam Barrow dandla bao advices all babule plenty. I gave him free advice pro asen la moy woto wala mu munti. Yaya Jammeh was a dictator. Yaya Jammeh was having a brutal apparatus. Mi alonko apparatus ol babule mi alonko ka banko mulu fa, abe banko mulu torchola, abe banko mulu soronna, abe banko mulu bayla. For 22 good years, kodo babulu, I could o menke wo banko kan asiata. Election on nata alusta, but I'm on parekata. He doesn't want to go, so he has to be forced to go. And actually speaking, kabiriya Jammeh bita. I mean, there are a lot of people from a lot of bad people jama bar from be Canada. They be living in the neighboring country, and I am 100% so. I said it some time ago. Yaya Jammeh until today would like to come back, and he still believes he can come back. Yaya Jammeh still believes that he is still coming back to come and rule this nation, the Gambia. Hanisamante believe that and whatever he is doing, I believe like I make so last year President Adam Barrow video doking President Adam Barrow won ko. President Adam Barrow nyanta menkela is Ning Yaya Jammeh is trying to plan and aggressively thinking of coming back in whatsoever means. By now, President Adam Barrow nala mansakunda nyanta make sure that they have to work out ways and means. Ibe Yaya Jammeh, because in the army there is what they call the best way to attack is to the best way to defend is to attack. Attacking is the best way to defend. yajele nimmo be attack it left the hanna symbol what it left the car defend. The best way is priyo mari fana attack. Because neither attacking, yajel hanni mo kemel soldier kemel lebina with one AK-40 with AK fully armed. They are moving towards you, attacking you. You see, even a section, not even one section of 7 people. The more I started doing, Alfred started a cold attack, they start firing to a platoon or a company. You can make them to stop in their track because they don't know. It for one section they don't know where kesoka bonandamento mune beje as a keno la handa de reki leke reconnaissance leke before to bina pruka advance ke their reconnaissance could also be wrong. The moment they are firing, they are moving, and the moment they receive fire, the minimum that is going to happen is they will be busy on, oh, what are we going to do? Are we going to reorganize ourselves? Are we going to be on the deck and look at what is coming? Are we going to send another recce team to look at what is happening? So it will make them to be busy of something else. But Nima woke, Nima attack, photocopier defend nekala, waleka withdraw leka borile. You are giving them the opportunity to just move without hindrance towards your position. And at the end of the day, ikata damento, ibineta la jilda, and they will kill you. So now advice to President Adama Barrow is this. Yaya Jammeh is comfortably living in Equatorial Guinea. And Yaya has a hell lot of money because Gambia is too much, it's plenty. He can use those money that another contracting everything, Gambia destabilize. You can't understand. So President Adama Barrow nala mansakunda nyanta menkela by now, instead of Yaya Jammeh or fit soto to be planning how to destabilize that country, the president and his government should make Yaya Jammeh to be fighting for his own survival. How is he going to stay outside without going to Hague? For the Taliban, they are going to join President Adama Barrow nala mansakunda be join to Ghana with Ghana. Kaje Komenko, ye lawsuit somebody to Hague. You can't understand. International Criminal Justice, to get Yaya Jammeh arrested, to get the evidences gathered, and make sure the international community say Yaya Jammeh's charge nyaming. New starter, the international community focused on Yaya Jammeh. Yaya Jammeh's mind of destabilizing that country, his mind of coming back to that country by whatsoever mean, will be deflected. Instead of concentrating on that, at the media saying at the Fango Muneba Tankandila Kata back to Kata International Criminal Justice, Puria arrest at Asi prison. Nko President Adama Barrow Nyanta Walakela. They should not leave Yaya Jammeh to be comfortably sitting in Equatorial Guinea, thinking of how to come back to Gambia peacefully or violently. The second point, what I'm yindiko, Kabrin changes keta. Ndolube ngalon ne komenko. Yaya Jammeh Brusula jungle solo. Most of them escaped. Andu ngalon ne fananko kidi jamal le fanang kanata. Not all weapons were accounted for. President Adam Barrow's government, the coalition government, did not account for all that weapons men benun kanilai. So what will be mintole, what kid will be mintole. And what jungle solo ibitol found be mintole allow more many yalan Canada. People like Sana Manja Nyolo, Solo Boja Nyolo, even those Baitulai and all those people. Where are they? Where are they living now? Sana Manja and others, we are told they are living in Guinea-Bissau. Baitulai and others, we are told they are living in Casamas. So those people are living in Casamas and Guinea-Bissau and in the surrounding. Is Yaya Jammeh using those people to even destabilize our country? Did our intelligence apparatus look into those possibilities? That Yaya Jammeh group or more many is Yaya Jammeh in fact in contact with those people? Last year what I said was the government should have taken some diplomatic moves with the country, the state of Guinea-Bissau and Senegal. Soko. Those people should be arrested and repatriated to Gambia. By now, Sana Manjang and all those people should have been captured and arrested and brought back to the Gambia and they are sitting in Gambian prison and going to court. So, but President Adama Barrow and his government didn't do that. They did not do that. You have Sana and others, those people are living freely in Guinea-Bissau. You have people like Baitullah and others living in Casamas. What are those people planning? Are those people in touch with Yaya Jammeh? Have those people follow model for recruit Leban? Me along ko ikana Gambia, kono, with weapons, try to destabilize our country? For what a possible no Leban? Do we know that nyim molu many yalonko? Ikabo nying Yaya Jammeh nying junglers all these bad people all. For a day, I only use Leban to recruit other people from other parts of West Africa. Many kadum to Labanko kan. You know, when you look at this drug dealing phenomenon beginning, is it not possible coming ko Yaya Jammeh Nana Molu, because he knows all these Guinea-Bissau drug lords, in South American drug lords all men in Gambia. He knows them. For is he using those people to bring narcotics to our country? You can't understand, cocaine and all those things. And then they come in just like Guinea-Bissau, and they are moving around with weapons and everything. Kaje Komenko, Banko is destabilized. When I listen to people analyzing, this is what I miss from their analysis. The Yaya Jammeh effect of the rise in crime in our country. I don't see people talking about that. And that always flabbergasted me. That surprised me. Why is nobody talking about that? Why is nobody telling President Adama Barrow and his government to go and arrest these people? Instead of trying to engage and arrest Yaya Jammeh, try to repatriate Yaya Jammeh either to Ghana or to International Criminal Court, try to repatriate Sana Manjang and the rest who are living in Guinea-Bissau. President Adama Barrow is in the Gambia trying to appease APRC, trying to appease the families of Yaya Jammeh, trying to appease the supporters of Yaya Jammeh. You can't understand. For all nyanta keleba. Simply because of politics. Yaya Jammeh, you don't want to offend Yaya Jammeh, you don't want to offend APRC, you don't want to offend the families of Yaya Jammeh, you don't want to offend the supporters of Yaya Jammeh. Simply because of President Adama Barrow's own political interests. Even negotiating to an extent, negotiating with APRC about their accounts which was freeze, their assets. What assets also tanyadile? What assets also tanyadile? So President Adama Barrow is not interested in my personal humble opinion. I may be wrong. I stand to be corrected. Akak mulunko President Adama Barrow mar interested kawo partning ka jibeng molu menni wepanolu ka dunna wo banko kan fo wolu mu Yaya Jammeh la recruit solenti ñing am robbery ñing killing ñing fo men bebe kala fo wote possible no la ba Yaya Jammeh la recruitment no wolti ba fo wote kino la ba andon President Adama Barrow la mansa kunda nyanta lonnale kabiri sa for 2017 Sana Manjang ani wo jongola sol. What are they doing in Guinea-Bissau? Even munele ke kanje, are they moving in and out? Bao sana be Guinea-Bissau la ngamo ya musu wulu da fo ya kulli Gambia. You can't understand. Who knows? For all more these junglers, they do come and enter in the Gambia. Because President Adama Barrow, it looks like he doesn't care about those things. He doesn't care about that. Because at another family Gambia, Adama Barrow and another family is secure, in my opinion, by the economic or whatsoever Senegalese soldiers. So he doesn't care about internal total security for almost 4 years. Internal total security among Kayawola. You can't understand. So, what Gambia no nyanta like a sea can you mira? Wala munyintiko. Fontolu nyanta President Adama Barrow to nyanta another 5 years deal wala lebang. Because I am with the humble belief ko ning another 5 years the President Adama Barrow Yaya Jammeh will come to that country, and that is going to create a very big problem. Because Yaya Jammeh te modu fala kamola modu fa aita ainana munan to come and live in the Gambia as a free man like me and you, but a Kenola and woman yan nakela. alaji kuol miraba alinyin kuol miraba sana manjang ni solo boja nyolo jaju nyolo and all those junglers mini yalon ko imanta Europe but they are living in Africa. What are they doing for Gambia government call kelaba bol roko follow kanaba mune atin President Adama Barrow buka Yaya Jammeh la kumofu because he doesn't want to offend Barrow to left feeling ye men soto kano kono wala President Adama Barrow na la political apparatus is that Yaya Jammeh la base is in Fonyi, and that's a fact, that's truth. So they don't want to offend those people because the political campaign the election season since 2017. So when somebody mentioned this topic in discussion lead me to President Adama Barrow la Diamo, his speech, I meant to address the nation. And may surprise the may I have seen people with intelligent people listening to that speech, saying that come and go, he has done good. Nyanta credit dilala. Hey, how long have we been calling out President Adama Barrow to always come out and face the nation, face the people, face citizens? We have been talking about it. There are thousands and thousands of things Minialongo has happened in that country. Adama Barrow doesn't care to come out and address the nation. And he came out to address the nation for only 4 good minutes. Without any substantiated plan, without concrete plan how to end this rampant crime in the country. Ndela personal belief that Adama Barrow in fact doesn't care, he doesn't want to come out. But it came at a time when Adama Barrow, a political organization, a WhatsApp group, when his supporters started fighting, if he doesn't come out and address the people, they are not going to campaign for him. So you people, you see how important the political perpetuation is so important to Adama Barrow? When his own supporters start complaining and start agitating and start saying, Adama Barrow nala Dimbabe State and State House, they are safe. It will be seeding a banko kan banko molo mo ka hanila bungo fankono molsna mol kanaje in injorango ikebe bela fe sunya la by force ni man so be fan ba nga jele menketa in sanya ye model lefa in Kudangwo area la Honorable Omar Sisela constituency ka. Have you ever heard of that work fasonga ke banko kan Adama Barrow never come out to give a speech. They went to Sanyang and they kill somebody. Adama Barrow doesn't have the guts to come and address that issue. For over 6 months, more falling, rape, so more kidnapping, bank robbery, Bangkok. People wanted the president to come out and talk and face the nation. He did not do it. Until Fala supporters so started to complain. I may lose my political support. He came out, and he came out for only 4 minutes. When it comes to advices and protocols, because I don't leadership Adama Barrow to face the nation. Leadership, any leader who cannot communicate with his people, who cannot communicate the desire of his citizens, billahi is not qualified to be a leader. Ndela believe to Adama should come out, President Adama Barrow should come out and face the nation. Not a pre-recorded 4 minutes of speech. He should come and face the press. It doesn't matter what type of language about Fokandament. Faba for the Mandeka countable, Faba for the English, Faba for the Sarahula countable, because he is gifted to be able to speak different languages. Mune ya tinna at Finland always kadiamu moli. Anunga jibeng, look at the blunder ala handler sol menk. When President Adama Barrow is recording, communication is one greatest pillar of a leader. But a leader should also have empathy. A leader, his people should see that they should have this feeling coming. The president feel our frustration. The president feel us. If I was one of the advisors of President Adama Barrow, Nabina was speech dealer, he has to make mention of those people, those families. He has to talk directly to those families, meaning they lost their people. Tell them, I feel it. aliella mol menu fata ye mol menu fa in Kudang area, ye mol men fa in Sanyang, ye mol men fa in Gunjur, in Brikama, ye mol men na hakilo medunda tunelo kono na ye mol men na bagasol sunya ye mol men so murola ika mol men rob sate kono. My people, I feel you. I feel very bad that these things are happening to you. And it is what empathy anyanta wo sotalale anyanta diamula about that. Kaji komenko. Muna menga kala nakata na dimbala ta diala nye. Anda manken sawoti kaji komenketa la sunyin sunya rolo nyin fengo praike. But ning altala manso sonta. Nyini beba stop la. He could have shown that sympathy, that empathy for citizenal yoli. But you come out, the first thing that you are trying to blame is our democracy. And you have people many yalonko, because yes, it's true. It is all because of freedom in Gambia yasoto and the democracy in Gambia yasoto. Wala na nying crime ul bekela. Hey, nte I want to live in a safe country. My father and my mother and my relatives are living in the Gambia, and I want Gambia to be a safe nation. It is not my wish, but to come out and start warning, give bluster. Jumale bluster no katambi Donald Trump la. Jumale sembo so katambi American government la. But for Donald Trump nalo bluster nalo everywhere crime stop level. That doesn't stop crime. You warn him and President Barrow, President Barrow near face he doesn't even want to come and face the nation. Barrow is terrified whenever it is time for him to even talk to people. And Barrow was not even interested to learn the nitty-gritties of leadership. Because most of the time nobody is born with all the experience and qualification to be a president. But you should be interested to learn. You should have interest. But when you look at Barrow, even the way he reads, there has never been any improvement. Adama start nyame honeybee abawolenya. Adama cannot even sit and read, even Safero me yakai. He could not read that to the satisfaction of the citizens. He could not make the citizens to feel him. And now you are blaming the democracy and the freedom. And some people with great intelligence, I have great respect for many of them, think that is the right thing to do. Nako freedom wole ka crime on cause. Now freedom on tadung, there is nothing that you can do. If the National Guard goes out and the police and the soldiers goes out, and we happen to have, hey, bluster ngajela ya jameka manual menke, aka memfo wole mu bankola interest lemu. Bankola interest in Kaka Kama. I want us to have security. But at the end of the day, what do we have? What did we get? Dictatorship. Ning Adama konna freedom in democracy mi alonko. You and I fought so hard to have. It's one of the reasons why the crime like increasing. And what about it now? To warn, it has to stop and has to stop immediately. Bluster is not what is going to stop the rampant crime in that country. Barrow has to come out with a tangible plan of a bankola security maintain la nyaming. To be quite candid, Mr. President, I've said it. Citizens who are in fear of their life, who fear that their properties will be destroyed, they will never vote for you. I am telling you. And the Gambian communities are in Gambian citizens 6 months before the election. They are in fear. They are in real fear. They felt that they are not protected. They felt that the president and the government is not protecting them. And this is the fact. And they are not going to vote for you. And I think, Mr. President, it is too late. There is nothing that you can do. Me Alonko. You can stop these crimes to an extent that the Gambian citizens are going to be satisfied. The advice to the Gambian citizens is December, let us just vote President Barrow out of the presidency. And vote in somebody, Mia Lonko, will really look into the Barrow energy may be used for his political perpetuation. Now we will use towards the protection of the Gambian citizens. There will be success. Ndela believe to. It is not the democracy and the freedom that is making us to have rampant security threat in our country. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I'm gonna give you some reasons. Ning ayatara misal fe ikafo men na security reform. Security sector reform. Wherever you hear security sector reform, ikalon nako, to be quite candid, something wrong has happened. Kule keta, where the security sector mameng handle no properly. Therefore, we have to do a security sector reform. Security sector reform now in some other countries is because of war. You know, there was war, and then the country was destroyed. The security apparatus is no more as it is supposed to be. Therefore, it should be reviewed. It should be reformed. In our situation, Muni Atantol need a security reform is because we have been almost 22 years in a dictatorship. Let's face it. The security setup, the army, the police, the NIA is all politicized and manipulated by only one person, that is Yahya Jammeh. When you look at the security sector reform, in the Comengo, there could never be development without security. Even though there could be security without development, but it is always temporal. Security without development is a temporal security, because at some point there will be insecurity. Because nim banko man develop, banko citizenol maso to be mendomana, banko fengol dal be jawiyari. People cannot even feed themselves. They cannot buy food for themselves. They cannot give themselves a good hospital. They don't have medicines needed at a hospital. If there is no development in that country, no matter what security means, temporarily, because there will be a time that people will rise up. There will be a time that people will go and fight and defend and make sure they have food, they survive. If a survive la nyadile, ni and survive la domoro ni, if they cannot buy that food, they will go and steal it. They will go and force to have it. They will go and do things me along about so when we look at the security reform, it is almost we are getting to 5 years now. Security reform, though according to principle, speed in security reform should always be sacrificed for legitimacy of that security reform. It cannot be just one day after the other. 2 months we do security reform. No, it cannot be a legitimate security reform. Security reform is gradual, because security reform doesn't only involve the security setup like army, the police, and the police, the army, the intelligence. No, security reform kakuja malele involve. Wole mnyintiko. The security sectors, the partners in security sector should be reformed. The how do you call it? The justice system should be reformed. So just human security is very important when you are doing security. The security, the security of the citizens of that country is very vital. There should be the security governance is very important. The people many years long, they are going to provide security service to the country. There should be a reform in it. They should be accountable. Whatever they do, they should be accountable. And the governance, the administration of that sector also should be accountable, should be reformed. And you can have the jurisprudence also should be reformed. Like example, more many kata sunyarola. When they get them arrested, they bring them to the police, and the police took them, arrest them, detain them, and take them to mile 2. And then their cases are never taken up, because it's still the same corruption member of judicial system. Or example, those people are released because citizens will come and found complaint is that near Sungolumuta, Yesamba police, the next minute you meet with those thieves in the streets. That means the administration of those judicial aspects of Sungolu will not reform Hansai. So, if it took us 5 years, Purka was security reform, security sector reform and governance, and the judicial sector reform, then it took us still now until 5 years old monkey. Where do you expect us to have security in our country under control? But another important pillar of the security reform is the people who are going to administer those reforms, those processes, those protocols, the people who are going to get into that and reform it is very vital. In our situation, let's take example of Omar Faye. Omar Faye, my friend, ite suluwolu tala ika sajiol nimbalu karafema ika fo ye protect atake no la ibebe do molale ntolunga menno soto ntolla security sector nyato. You have the likes of Omar Faye, who is an unrepentant Yaya Jammeh supporter. He said we should suck it up. 5 years now, Omar Faye is telling citizens and victims of Yaya Jammeh to suck it up and stop complaining about spilled milk. You also as Minister of Defense. Yankuba Sonko was an IGP under Yaya Jammeh until the last minute. You also as the Interior Minister. You have the Justice Minister. Me alonko the prerequisite prukake Attorney General Fangot. Amo fulfill. Even handed academic qualification of Bible, but there are other qualifications and prerequisite prukake Attorney General. Just yesterday I saw somebody who wrote about it. Minister Jallo will qualify or conditional or more satisfied. Then you have the Foreign Minister, who was also loyal to Yaya Jammeh until the last minute. And you look at the Finance Minister, who is also loyal to Yaya Jammeh until the last minute. They are unrepentant. Because moluka mistake okele bar ni repenta ya hande ko men ko ndunta ko men kono nun. Ngakwol men ken nun while I was working here mistake olema and I regret it. That is understandable. But you have, with all these atrocities menketa Yaya Jammeh la time ola, if you have a defense minister who is telling us to suck it up, do you expect that defense minister ning ata misal fe the army came with a tangible and a very effective solution to our security problem, which is going to involve Yaya Jammeh and his junglers? Iti Amira Omar Faye Mialonko is still loyal to Yaya Jammeh, will be able to advise the president properly to take heed of the army recommendations. Ni nata ye Interior Minister Jiben, nin the new IGP ya Filco. These are the good recommendations me along I mean sort of to take care of the security sector. Well, recommendation has to go through the Minister of Interior. You have done the changes should go through them. But they were part and parcel of the people who were also involved in those problems up to the last minute. And they still feel that what they have, they still don't reject it and repent. That means they are still feeling that what they have done, they have never done anything wrong. But the wrongs that we want to reform, and those wrongs were done by people many ago, they still believe that they haven't done anything wrong. They still believe that they should not apologize or repent of what has happened. You still make those people in charge of the security sector reform? What will be reformed? Nothing will be reformed, my dear friends. When you look at even the finance minister, what are these people going to afford provide President Adama Barrow? The style they've been working for Yaya Jammeh? Anybody who thinks that during Yaya Jammeh's time things were not wrong, I'm telling you, you are living in a different world. So, nintolo nyanta security reform wakala. Many nyanta wo changes kala. Wole multi many alonko they were part and parcel of that problem me alonko many nyanta nanga reform. Do we expect those people to really make so those security reform happens? Never. It will not happen. They don't care about us. They care about, they will tell you, we are working for our country. Our country is what is important to us. We are citizens. No. They are very much interested in what they are earning, their paychecks. And Momoron Mialonko is worried about only his paychecks, can do anything for that paycheck. This is what is going to happen. This is what is happening. Nim President Adama Barrow Fintana. He could have talked to the victims of these crimes, he could have saw that empathy I mentioned for those people. He could have talked about the cocaine, the drugs that is getting into that country. Like these 3 tons of cocaine. My dear friend, he could have said, even at that place, Komenko, now we have seen that he is getting about almost 40 vehicles through his political campaign. When you have police stations in the country, they don't even have a car to do their patrols. Nako, la political fire, I don't care. But he's not going to give those cars to them. Police capacity, logistic capacity, manpower capacity, training capacity, for be manyana increase level. For President to diamol keno la even ala diamol. President Adama Barrow be moto sikala mi alonko almost $1 million ka abadila psychophants la ala political psychophants la with the petrol and everything. When the police stations don't have cars to even patrol our country, our communities. How many billions of dollars is the United Nations and international community amend President Adama Barrow government in these 5 years? How much of that money is invested in the youths? Ni ata misal fe crime sol fang, ni ata misal fe youth sol fang men be banko kan wala ka crime jamal ke fa. But President Adama Barrow e muneke pour ko youth sol ka make so comme ko ye do ko so. Because ni mol man do ko so, youth sol man do ko so, they are idle. They are prone to get into crimes. But Nima will discuss, Nima will tema uniform. Because you don't care about those things. It care to men that the political perpetuation or not. My fellow countrymen. Ni wakata. Otonko. The security put Nola under control. President Adama Barrow nala mansakunda wanted. Mune nyanta kelasai. President Adama Barrow nyanta yaya jamela playbugo. Mole men be responsible into la security la. The Interior Minister, the Defense Minister, the SIS Director. In my humble opinion, those people should be dismissed. They should be relieved of their responsibilities. I molu samanang mini yalonko. They were not part of that system of Yaya Jammeh. Many problem will be samanang. I always samanang to take charge of our security sector reform. Ning ayatra misal fi fana be mol sama because amanga komen ko mol men be fana do ko on the Yaya Jammeh. They are all culpable of Yaya Jammeh disastrous activities. Honey, there were some good people in the government, in the security sector also. But nimmen no fanang like Amar Fay Nyolu, they could have repented. They could have realized that there was a problem. We had a problem. No security a problem more subtle. They should have accepted that and realized that coming go be caring. There and then, scenario realize go. Oh, yes, they have accepted that we had a problem with our security network, operations and governance. Therefore, the hopes to come and go, it be reform kalal. But the last time Omar Faye interviewed Nyininka for the people and by the people. For security reform, wobe ya jammela loyal sol men be even the army or the police on the security network and the like. For be woli ibol bondileleba. He doesn't want that. He doesn't even want to talk about that. And now, listen to me. There are still people, many alonko, they are in the army, in the police, and the NIA. They are still loyal to Yaya Jammeh. This immigration girl, Lady Lakuo, is an example. Even if those people are going to be difficult to detect, But you have in the army, you have people, many alonko, they are still working with other people in the offices, you men no torture. You have torturers in the military, in the NIA, in the police. You have the NIA director mentor at the torture chambers, he went and repent everything. Purka evidence all mabo. Ite ya mira unu olu beje ntolu be security reform kala ntolu be changes kala nyadi. How are we going to transform our systems? When you have people, many alonko, they were responsible of those wrongdoings in our systems. They are still responsible, they are still in charge of those systems. How are we going to do that? Mbadingolu, President Adama Barrow, and the political interests Abola put aside. He has to face the thing. Yeah, he has to offend Yaya Jammeh. He has to offend APRC. Nama Wolike. Among Yaya Jammeh's Strujisol and loyalists are me Bondala Masakundakono. Many alonko were responsible like a new kurungolike. And a protocol officer for Alaji Sise and all those things. The financial activities involved many bacon. Nama Wolu Bondi. There is no blaster abe menkele membe crime tala abe crime rate reduced unto low Bangkok. Kasi criminal local cold blood. Yeah, those people they care about you. They don't care about that. The reform has to start with the president. The president has to come out and take leadership. And take the mantle of leadership. Not let vote as our president. He should be able to come and take personal decisions. Many yalon ko yin kuriya ko nin fenluke. Aye bondi ala mansa kunda kono. Ajeko, there is a problem with those people. But we are made to understand Komamburenjai and the protocol officer and all those things. Ye President Adama Barrow, you are blackmailers. You are involved in a lot of corruption. To an extent, he's terrified to even hear, to even think of relieving those people from their positions. You look at Ahmad Ba and others. Me along ko record so leketa president, or there are all signs that the president is going to lose the election. Nimanta election season okana benta Ahmad Ba nyol be bay. But he cannot do those things because he's afraid, because unable to cool economy alonko, he's blackmailed. So mbadi ngulu mfuta la sign. Membe kela wala membe dia monyin dan na janne fo wati do barimbe mem fo la fanan Gambia nolie alen kakali nyo George ika doluje when you're talking about issues, maybe there are some other people because they will think that I'm a politician or everything that mem folk are being politics let. You know, they will think that maybe I'm not loyal enough or I'm not patriotic enough to the Gambia. Alen kana work. All our diverse opinions are important, and all our diverse opinions are for the country. I believe each and every Gambian citizen is a patriot, unless otherwise, unless you tell people your action shows that you are not a patriot. Even 100 near different sort of with opinions, but still now I will respect your opinion. I will respect your opinion as a patriotic opinion. I will respect your opinion as a citizen who loves this country, even if I don't agree with you. But President Barrow and if you talk about it, they will take you to be a politician. Yes, it is good that President Adama Barrow came out, at least, even though Hannah recorded speech lemon. Which is very unfortunate, because President Adama Barrow is the only person me along con opportunities I can fight through the window. We have been calling President Adama Barrow to come and face the nation. We have been doing that. Come and face the nation. You are our leader. Take the mantle of leadership. But never. Only when his supporters start complaining. That's the time he came out. Media more than Lajane, because in front of the land we have other things to do also. Ala baraka bake mol men yalan ko ben la moy kan meni binan la moy la meni ben jiben kan ben jiben na alama alay na banko so kayro la alama alay internatul be so kayro la alama banko la security problem wa solve alama betan kan la katani katatol la bari mbed wala fanan December alama Gambia no le president Adama Barrow bondi president yala ya vote out ay boje and we vote a right leader mi yalonko abe banko sambala nyato. Ntela personal opinion, that is my political party leader, Honorable Usainu Dabo. And I respect other people, many alanko, they feel that he is not the right person. But what I want is, mbemen duala Gambian olbu. Alinga President Adama Barrow nga vote out from the presidency. Nimmake na banko mbe fola la for ilayo medini. Because number one, aben na banko wafilale. Aben na banko wafilale. Because abo kekan. Ntolo being, hey, a leader me yalonko is terrified to even come out and stand in front of the microphone and talk to the citizens. Me yalonko abuko wokeno. Leadership communication is very vital. How to influence your people is very vital. How to show your empathy to your citizens is very vital. Ninya tonko membuka wokeno. Baba alfanang. Alinkana so wala. Every Tom, Dick and Harry way now to be our leader. President Adama Barrow leadership was a mistake. We have never thought that Komenko it is going to be like this. All of us, Mini Alonko, we voted for him. We supported him at the beginning. We all thought that he is going to save us. He is going to be the leader. He is who is going to lead us in the transforming our country. But unfortunately, one reason or the other, that is left to debate. People with their own different reasons. No okata. In December, alinkana banko tinya foda. Alinga nyimano bondin na president yala bang. Nga molu samana mini yala ko bena banko develop. A country of 2 million people. Mbadingol. Womu order city soul le banko dollar city soul le world. Mfa wonyenda soul yala puruka develop. International community gave the President Adama Barrow and his government in these 5 years almost $10 billion. That is different from Banco coming, Banco revenue coming generate na revenue carol. Uldunta mintole $10 billion. Aning na revenue menga create. What changes nga muneje? Ikaka silo lededa. Just go to Canifing and silo mendeda. Flex dani tara kunungala video nyinjibe. Atara Canifing silo to mi alonko. A road network me yada is less than 2 months. The roads start having potholes. Dinkolbe Karobel. Mr. President, wisdom ye made and the wolam nyintiko. The easiest and quickest way to win election is good governance. Nima Woke. December, you are going to be voted out. There is no doubt about that. You are going to be voted out. And I pray to God that December you lose the election, Mr. President. This is my fervent hope and this is my fervent prayers. This is my wish. And mbebanko mol danila, many be UDPO, many manta UDPO, for be Doyle, for be GDC, for be GMC, for be any other political party. You can vote for any other person, but not President Adama Barrow. Alkana katrofe. Utumbari ngombe dia moda na janne ala baraka bake. Ngala time ota watu meta almost more than 1 hour ngamira. Ala mansola kairola. Alama banko sola kairola. Ala mari na banko alama ala ya develop. Kila hormona barakodo. Alama tankala katani katatola. Na dimbala alama mara nyalo so nen leñ. Alama sola siman jata kenda na harje firimola. Laila ko hormona barako. Election of anankana alanga ngata register alama ngana election ngaka kairo kono nga ban kairo kono. Kila hormona barakodo. Banko election of kairo kono. Ala baraka bake. Thank you very much. Alnal badi malemo lalo jaita. Until another time, mediamula. Allah baraka.